This is the knockout artist, Chris Hero, and if you're looking for some true heel heat, you better listen to the boys.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube and Facebook for AEWramble episode 77, fun-filled filler reviewing.
You see these comments already? Can't get hilarious.
Reviewing last night's January 18, 2023 episode of AEW Dynamite. As always, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Every Thursday, we are here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. And of course, I am joined by my co-host, the man of 47,000 subscribers. You go to him for your TV and movie reviews, as well as your honest criticism of Tony Khan and disclaimers as well, of course. It is Jimmy Macram.
Hello, ladies and gents. And kid get money.
Oh man, I am laughing because you guys did not hear our pre-show meeting, which is usually 10 seconds before we go live. Jim already got me dying laughing. And look at that. Look at in the chat. Kid Get Money's with us. We appreciate everyone for joining us live. Remember, show your appreciation back. Drop a thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, sound off in the live chat. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your thoughts on last night's AEW Dynamite from Fresno, California. It's going to be an interesting one, I'm already sure. So sound off. And of course, if you want your comment highlighted on screen, you want us to read it out. If you have a question, a thought, a take on last night's episode that you want us to talk about, send a super chat donation. That is the best way. Come on, you're giving it away. That's the best way to have your comment highlighted on screen. Got Kid Get Money here with us, says it was always the Jags. Yes, Kid Get Money. We were praying. We were all hoping for you. We talked about it last week. The Jacksonville Jaguars not only advanced, Jimmy, but they did it in spectacular fashion. One of the greatest comebacks in NFL wildcard history. Did you think of Kid Get Money when that happened? Because I sure did.
He was my second thought. My first thought was that I can't believe the Jets think this much. We could have had Trevor Lawrence, and they decided to fuck me, as the New York teams always do. Could be watching Trevor Lawrence for the next 20 years, and they said, "No, we'll pass. We'll get what's his name? Zach Wilson, no fucker and fucking bum." First part's fine. Matter of fact, I approve. The second part, Jesus.
He was just thinking the whole time.
Could have been
Let me move the comment out the way for that. Absolutely. The whole time. That was Jimmy. We also got a super chat donation here from Kid get money once again. He's feeling good. He's feeling good, Jimmy. He's got another one. Just hashtag ball.
How do you have no kids? Put that in a trust fund. Jesus.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it every single time. We also got a super chat donation already from the good brother Alan Weinstein, who says, how about that Dynamite last night? How about them Cowboys? See, another one feeling good because of that.
What the hell is going on?
Another person who's feeling good saying, I am following Kid Get Money's lead. What's up, SP3 and Big Jim? Sirs, hope all is well. We hope all is well with you. And just like Kid Get Money, and we hoped last week that the Jacksonville Jaguars would advance, we hope the Cowboys advance as well, Alan Weinstein. So you could show some love to us next week.
Niners?
Yeah.
Your Niners?
It's tough.
I don't know about
it's a tough one. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. We also got Romeo, who's trying to throw cold water on Kid Get Money celebration, saying magic carpet ride ends this week, Kid Get Money. And the Kid Get Money responds with his third super chat donation.
The kids are starving, sir.
He's a kid. He is Kid Get Money. He got the money to give out because the Jacksonville Jaguars are on top. Tony Khan and Kid Get Money. Those are the most excited people about what's going on with the Jaguars right now. Kid Get Money, thank you so much for your third super chat donation on the show already. Really 7 minutes in. He says True Hill Heat was the driving force behind that comeback. Yeah, we believed. We did. Jimmy didn't want to root for the Jaguars, but you made him.
That's true. I had money on them.
You did?
Yeah. Once they were down by 30 points, I said, I put some money on them, make a little bit of a comeback. I'll take the money out. I did, and they won the fucking game. Cocksuckers. Whatever.
Why'd you take the money out? You should have waited. You should have kept it.
I would have won the whole fucking game.
You should have saw that in the third quarter. This guy. Oh, I'm embarrassed. Romeo once again trying to throw cold water, saying only the Khan family gets more money than us from Kid Get Money. And Kid Get Money responds with big facts, Romeo. He probably put money on the game, and that's what he's spending here. We got Steven Chambers who says, Kid won the lottery. Yes.
Clearly.
Lovely stuff. Of course, if you're subscriber to the channel, you check out all of our live streams, our videos. This week is not all smiles. We're happy for the Jacksonville Jaguars, happy for the Dallas Cowboys, happy for Kid Get Money and Alan Weinstein, but it was a sad week so far, as Tuesday evening we found out about the passing away of one of the greatest Ring of Honor performers of all time in Jay Briscoe. And I did a whole live stream kind of talking about it, going through my emotions. This is probably the hardest I've taken a wrestler's death, because I kind of, being in the going to independent shows, you feel a little closer to the performers. And then as long as I was going to Ring of Honor shows for the past 16 years, I've actually had experiences with Jay as well as Mark, their family, their kids, Papa Briscoe, who I told the story yesterday that every time he would see me go from the balcony to the floor of Hammerstein Ballroom, he would say, come stand by me, boys. I know you're not supposed to be down here. Just stand by me. So I had a bunch of experience, so I think that's why I took it so hard. But I also remembered a bunch of my friends with Jay passing, and you were one of them, Jimmy, because I kind of feel like outside of Bryan Danielson, the Briscoes and Kevin Steen, El Generico, kind of that feud is the time that we first started going to Ring of Honor events back in 2007, and Mark wearing the Generico mask and the man up chants and everything. What was your reaction to finding out about Jay Briscoe's passing away this week?
I want to start this on a positive note, but I'm going to struggle. How do I say this nicely? If you have news about something awful happening, just spit it out or shut up. I don't need any fucking teaser tweets about what's about to drop. It's my least favorite thing in the world. And if I could remember his fucking name, I'd shout him out. Somebody from bodyslam.net. Now I remember. I forget his Haynes something from bodyslam.net. Or something Haynes. Should I bring out his name? Is that Trigger's name up?
Cassidy Hayes. He's a friend
There
of
we
the
go.
channel. So let's.
Sorry, sir. Shut it up. I don't need to hear it. Oh no, I can't believe it. Then wait an hour for what the fuck actually happened. Shut the fuck up. No offense, sir. I'm not mad at you. I don't know you. I'm just saying in general. Shut up. Now on to sad things. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's whatever. It's so awful. It's an awful thing to do. Even if it's not on purpose. This is.
Just in case.
Is it not?
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I'm sure you're a wonderful person, sir. I'm sure you're a great guy. And I'm sure you were broken up by it. Be broken up in silence so you're going to tell us what the fuck happened. Yes, it's very sad. The Briscoes, probably one of my favorite tag teams ever. Definitely my favorite ROH tag team ever. And knowing how close their family is, it's a little difficult. Especially at 38. Jesus.
Yeah. And in a car accident, just the way it happens and how sudden it happens. I think that's also why a lot of people are like taking it hard, because he got taken away from us so early, and all he was doing was driving his kids from a cheerleading practice.
Oh, I don't want to think about Kobe. That's what reminded me of Ralph.
And of course, once again, like I said on this live stream yesterday, let's send our prayers to his daughters that are in critical condition right now.
Oh, well, I hope they make it out okay. I don't know about sending prayers. It's kind of a waste. But I do hope that they're okay. Sorry, I know it makes a lot of you feel better. We gotta live our truth, right?
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
You agree with that one, right?
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be rude. I'm just saying. I hope she's got good doctors and luck is on her side, because that's how that works.
Yeah, absolutely. I do agree with that. But sending our thoughts, sending our prayers to the Pugh family, and of course for his two daughters who are in the hospital in critical condition. Ugh. Crazy. Romeo bringing up another point of debate and conversation today, as he says Warner Brothers Discovery can't feel one way about Jay Briscoe and then throw Dana White out there talking about how great a feeling it must be to slap the shit out of somebody. Keep that same energy. Yes.
First of all, what did Dana White say? I know he slapped his wife, but to be fair, I know you can't say shit like that. But can we be honest? He didn't just out of the blue slap his wife. That's all I'm saying. Is that
the words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Did that happen or not? Did he just out of the blue slap his wife?
I don't know. I don't know if he added the blue.
You see the tape. The tape goes, he's trying to drag her someplace, and then she slaps him. Then he slaps her back twice, which is outrageous considering how big his fucking hands are and the fact that that's your wife. Get out of there, lady. Okay, how much money he has. Anytime a man strikes you, you know how many mental gymnastics he had to go through to decide to hit you? You know how bad my temper is? I've never hit a woman. It's so hard. I put in lots of fist walls. I broke a glass door. I punched a Chase window once. My hand was hurting for a year afterwards. Yeah. If a man hits you, get out. Because that wall is now broken. And it's just free game now. Your face is now target practice.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
And it was in public. That's another barrier. Think about all the mental jobs you go through. First of all, hit anybody is difficult because there's so many things that go wrong. Hit a woman is worse. Hit a woman you give a fuck about is worse. Do all that shit in public, it's even worse. That shit's insane. Leave, lady, run.
So before Jimmy went on that tirade, I was trying to say that the reason Romeo says that is because WBD apparently did not allow Tony Khan to do a Jay Briscoe tribute show on last night's show because of Jay Briscoe's previous comments in a tweet that was homophobic in nature, more than more than like a dozen or so wrestlers that have come out who are of the LGBTQ plus community have come out and said that he's made reforms, he's apologized for his comments, and he's actually proven to be a changed man. So that is why a lot of people are up in arms towards Warner Brothers Discovery, because that energy was not kept when you have AEW Dynamite being the lead-in for Dana White for the Slap League, and just days after he slapped his wife on video twice.
I'm so shocked by it. I'm not shocked is strong, but I'm so.
Romeo says Jimmy got a bad temper. No way.
So, I'm thoroughly confused by the reaction to Dana White slapping his wife twice. I feel very, very, very necessary to say twice because the first one was just retaliatory. But slapping his wife twice. Why is this not a bigger story than it is? It's so confusing to me. Is it because the UFC's not as hot as it once was? Is it because Dana White puts a lot of money in these cocksuckers' fucking wallets?
And because he sold it to Endeavor, maybe, I don't know.
Maybe
if he was still a part of like the ownership, maybe it would be a bigger deal. I don't know. I can't say, but yeah, it just seems like
twice. He's the lead story for the next year.
But it just seems like in general, whether it's wrestling promotions, whether it's TV networks, they will forgive domestic violence. They'll forgive racism. I bring up racism because Hulk Hogan was forgiven after, his tirade, but Jay Briscoe never got a second chance after he proved to be a changed man with WWE. So it just seems like they're willing to forgive that stuff. But if it's homophobic or anti-Semitic, that's a big no-no.
Or wow, okay, it was very who had a take like that recently? The Kyrie Irving? I forget who talks like that. Dave Chappelle, very Dave Chappelle-ish. I'm not mad at it. That's an accurate take. I will say also Hulk Hogan and Dana White are in a different tax bracket, and we know how hypocrisy in America works.
Also true. Very true. We got Kid Get Money says, I knew he was going to get the disclaimer as soon as he said, to be fair, then pause. I knew SP3 had his finger on the button. I definitely scrolled down because when he said, to be fair, and pause, I was like, oh, shit.
I'm just trying to be accurate. Accurate. That's what we're about here, right? We're not just about throwing shit out there without any information. Trying to be accurate. He didn't just haul off the blue and slap his wife. You make up your own mind. Wife slapped him, then he slapped her back. Twice, which is, I think, the more outrageous part.
It's twice. Yeah, it's like know that it's not a good reaction to your wife slapping you. It's to slap her back, and right. Two, you went overboard with the extra slap.
You know how hard he must hit because she stopped hitting him. For a woman to stop hitting you after she hit you once, Jesus, I can't even imagine. Knocked all the fucking. I'd be nice before I get us in actual trouble.
Yes, please. Adam Pearson with a super chat donation. So great to see you in the live chat. Appreciate you swinging through, good sir. He says, if Warner Discovery buy WWE, does Vince lose? One, I will say Warner Brothers Discovery is not going to buy WWE with the stuff that they are freaking purging off of their stuff, and even the speculation that I heard on the Bill Simmons and the Bill Simmons interview with Nick Khan, where they talk about Warner Brothers Discovery might not put in a big enough bid to keep the NBA in the same type of coverage that they have right now, where they go 50-50 with ESPN. It might be an 80-20 split because they're doing so much cuts now. So learning that information, I don't think Warner Brothers Discovery is an actual contender to buy WWE. And at the end of the day, I have said it once, I'll say it again. Jimmy kind of agreed with me last week. Whoever Vince sells to, he's going to win. He is going to win at the end of the day.
Right. I don't know what Vince thinks he wants in his head, like what his goals would be. A lot of us have goals in life, but if we get like the next best thing, we'll take it. Whatever Vince's goals are, he's not selling unless he gets that. Whatever that fucking thing is, unless it's mine, goddammit, and I'll sell it when I get that thing I want. Either a shit ton of money or control or a fucking board seat or whatever the fuck he wants. But all the idiots that Vince wouldn't do what he wants. Have you not paid attention, first of all, to his life?
Dude, I saw you liking some of my comments to responses on people that were like, because literally I was not arguing. that Vince is going to become head of creative tomorrow. I didn't say Vince was going to relieve Triple H of his powers. All I said on social media and had people arguing with me, and I had to jump on other people's posts who are my friends in this business. I had to tell them, like, Vince is going to do what he wants to do. That's my only argument. Vince is going to do what he wants to do. If we learn Vince wants to be head of creative, he's going to do that. Like, that's just how it is. I love the people that jump to conclusions like, oh, well, you said he wants to do what he wants to do. Why isn't he head of creative already, SP3? Why isn't he the WWE champion, SP3, huh?
It is shocking people have such a disconnect, or they don't pay attention. I do. I know motherfuckers were like, what did they say? Well, you got to remember that if somebody puts in a high enough bid, then Vince has to do what the shareholders want. I mean, they didn't even pay attention to the last week. Forget this history. The last week, do what they want. You out of your fucking mind? Beat it.
And then yesterday, the news of Vince changing the bylaws so he doesn't need approval of shareholders for future amendments that he wants to make. It's just, it writes itself. Of course,
I gotta be honest. I know this is awful for shareholders and us, but somebody just doing what they want in life, that's what I aspire to be. Yeah, fuck it. Okay, it's mine. I made it, didn't I? Beat it.
I love Nick Khan being like, well, I never believed he was just going to leave like that. He called one of the lawsuits against him for the sexual misconduct. He's called this a hindrance, an incompetence that we have to just get through. We just have to get through that.
Nick Khan's hilarious. He might be an actual psychopath.
You would have loved the part about Tony Khan when he called him a kid. He was like, that boy, kid.
Yeah,
the kid. He's a nice kid, and it's cool. It's cool to run a promotion where you don't have to make money. It's cool.
Oh, I'm sure Nick Khan just come back, but thank you, sir. Somebody had to say it.
No, Tony deserved that after the promo last year. So we got DJ Eric in the chat saying, "Sup, good brothers, SP3, Jimmy. I can't go a show without a disclaimer. Macram and the True Heat fam." Yes.
How many women are watching right now? I know we got one in CM, and I'm sure she knows this. But I would say this for any of you rest of you watching: please don't hit men. Please don't get in their face as if you could beat them up. It's only our restraint as people who raise right that we don't do a Dana White. Right? You never been there? Have somebody 5'2", 105 pounds in your face, arguing like I can't throw you through that fucking window right now if I wanted? If you don't get the fuck out of my face.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
What? I'm just saying. Why
you so crazy? Take it easy. Take it easy.
I'm just saying, sir. I'm 100 pounds. I weigh two of you. I can throw you through that window. I can take your head and just move you from left to right, and you can do nothing to actually stop me from doing it until I decide to stop.
We will talk more about Jay Briscoe passing away, as well as the WWE sale rumors, Nick Khan's interview with Bill Simmons, everything that we just addressed in this opening 23 minutes before we even got into the show. We will talk more about it on True Heel Heat 209 this Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. Join us live for that. But let's actually get into what people came from. A review for AEW Dynamite from last night, January 18, 2023, from Fresno, California. First time in Fresno. What did you think about the crowd last night?
I thought they were great. All 12 of them. All 12 fans, they were great. Did you see that clip of Mark Cassidy going into the crowd to shake one of their hands? I was like, what the fuck? This is a sea of red back there. Oh, those are seats. Jesus.
It was not very full at all at this show. The whole hard camera side was completely empty during the Tony Storm versus Willow Nightingale match. So we will get into that. But yeah,
I assume you won't be sending me the rating this week, by the way.
Huh?
I assume you won't be sending me the rating that they get this week.
No, I'll send you the rating. I'm not
only send me the rating when they do well. It's been a very quiet few months.
No, I'm not Uncle Tom from Forbes. I'll give you the rating either or. I'll give you the rating. If it goes down, it goes down. You're going 840?
Yes, I forgot. I was so surprised by the rating last week. I couldn't confuse why the fuck. I was so confused why that happened. I remember they fucking hyped and didn't hype Sasha Banks. I'm
Well,
going
it's not
840.
even that. They hyped up a lot of stuff for that show.
What,
They
the
backed that
best of
show.
7 series? You've seen the
The
ratings for
game,
Elite
the
in the main
game,
event. Would
the
you
game
stop?
7, game 7. That was
Stop.
the last time they were in the main event. Was Winter is Coming, and that did good on the ratings.
Oh, that's it. Winter is coming. Did you know that fucking WrestleMania 18 fucking did a huge number? I'm sure that's because of Triple H and Jericho.
This guy is the worst. Anyway, let's get into last night's AEW Dynamite. The show opened with a championship bout as it was Orange Cassidy, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, defending the AEW All Atlantic Championship against Jay Lethal. Commentary talked about how all of the other members, whether it be Best Friends or Team TNA, were banned from ringside and were banned from getting involved, and they threatened Sanjay Dutt earlier in the day, saying that if there was any interference or any physicality between him and the Best Friends, that he would be fired from his job. So, of course, Team TNA showed up in the crowd, but they were then stopped by Usher Danhausen, who checked their tickets, which is just the most ridiculous thing possible because Sanjay actually gave him his tickets, like he was a damn usher. And then it led to Best Friends coming and sitting by them. What happened in the ring was good. It was good action, 2 good wrestlers going at it, but it really didn't matter in the large scheme of things because this was mostly about all the shenanigans outside of the ring. Did laugh as Orange Cassidy had one of my favorite spots. He always does, the rolling away from high flying moves. I always love that. As Lethal
Taz doesn't. He's like, oh, I've never seen this before. Really? I have a few times.
As Lethal went from turnbuckle to turnbuckle, Orange Cassidy would get the advantage with the stun dog millionaire and a tornado DDT for 2, but Lethal was able to hit a flapjack and then hit lethal injection, but Orange Cassidy once again rolled out of the ring to avoid the cover. It looked like Jeff Jarrett was trying to hand Lethal the guitar to use to help him to victory, but Danhausen interfered and snatched the guitar, cursing Jay Lethal and playing a tune. Lethal chased after him, and it leads into Lethal getting back into the ring to receive the orange punch for the 1-2-3. Orange Cassidy retains the All Atlantic Championship and has set the record for the most title defenses of any men's singles title reign in AEW history. After the match, Team TNA would get involved. It looked like Santam Singh was about to choke slam the Best Friends until Sanjay Dutt stopped him. Looked like Jarrett was about to hit Orange Cassidy with the guitar. Orange Cassidy put his hands in his pocket and started doing the lazy kicks to Sanjay, who had to back away so no physicality happened between the two factions. And of course, Best Friends at the end gave Orange some popcorn as they hugged it out and gave the people what they want. Like I said, I thought the action in the ring was pretty good, but this was so overbooked with everybody outside. It took away from any goodness that the match actually had.
I'd released about 5 of these people. Jesus fucking Christ. This is clearly not for me. I'm not sure what this book for. This is not for me.
I feel like this was definitely booked by Jeff Jarrett. This felt like a TNA segment or a WWE segment.
Yeah, like sometimes you watch those segments of midgets. What's the proper word for them?
Little people.
That's so ridiculous. Like, you see some of those goofy ass segments, and you think, "Oh wow, this is just booked for Vince. Like, this is something Vince finds hilarious, so that's why we're watching it. This is not booked for me. I don't find Orange Cassidy funny. I don't find Jeff Jarrett's TNA thing cute. I didn't find it cute when I was a kid. I'm just not into any of this. This is the worst of both worlds. I'm not here for it at all. I'm sure he does. How old are you, Steven Chambers? I'm not sure how long I'm giving you a pass. Or how high were you?
I love how everyone from California that I've seen comment on last night's crowd has been saying that just North California and Fresno just suck.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've never been. I do want to go.
You know, Kid Get Money says, so they checking tickets and half the arena is empty. What the fuck?
Right? Just let motherfuckers in. It'll look better.
Just come in. Just come on in. ALW says, I know OC was winning, but I wanted Lethal to win so bad. You and like 3 other people, probably from Edison, New Jersey.
I just fuck. If this is gonna be the comedy belt, fine. Fuck it. Just make it the comedy belt. Fuck it.
It's the European title. It's the European title when Al Snow had it. When he was acting like he was from all the European countries and stuff.
Al Snow's hilarious.
And Robbie saying it's like after a pretty somber 24 hours, they tried to start off as goofy and sports entertaining as possible to try and distract the fans and make them smile. If you're a Best Friends fan, you probably smiled at the end of this.
If you're a Best Friends fan, you're too busy eating crowns. Like, you beat it.
Jesus Christ. We can't, we're not gonna get it. We're not gonna be able to get through this.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
There's no Best Friends fan who's fucking bright. Stop it. Knock it off.
I like the Best Friends.
No, you don't. You just said if you're a Best Friends fan. That's not how it works.
I am a Best Friends fan. I like Best Friends. Anyway, we continued our streak, Jimmy. Our streak of asking Tony Khan to at least hype up his main event before time. We got a video package with actually Excalibur explaining the history of Kushida being a multi-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, former Best of the Super Juniors winner. Also, throughout the night, they talked about Kushida having wins over Kota Ibushi, Hiromu Takahashi, and Kenny Omega to win IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship in the past. What did you think about that little video package earlier in the show?
That was a fucking sad attempt to make me care about the main event. That's the match where you should have had an upset, because then I'll take some of these motherfuckers coming in for one match seriously. Otherwise, I've seen this story before. Here comes this guy to cancel this open challenge that you don't know. Most of you don't know. He might win. Right. Whatever you say. Like, beat it.
ALW saying no. Northern California is beautiful and amazing. The Bay Area is one best places in the country. It's the Central Valley that is terrible. Fresno, Bakersfield, Modesto, terrible. LOL.
Just threw a whole bunch of motherfuckers under the bus. All right.
Word. Like, how's that car feel? Next, we had Top Flight versus the Young Bucks. This is a rematch from Top Flight's debut in AEW just 2 years ago. The Young Bucks coming out with the same zebra print attire that they did last week. And of course, they were rocking Jay Briscoe in the first match. He had an armband that said Briscoe. Matt and Nick had armbands that said Jay with a heart on it. And what we got was an all-action kind of sprint. It started off slow in the early portion where we had Nick and Dante being the better halves of their brothers, showing off their athleticism early on. We came back with Nick breaking up a hot tag attempt by punting Darius to the floor. We then get a bulldog drop kick combination where they got this I think it was Dante right on the head with the drop kick. That was a nice combo there. Then we had a 450 standing moonsault combination that gave Nick a 2 count. Darius came in for the hot tag, but this thing really got going when Top Flight kind of got really speeding through things, doing dives to the outside. They hit that super nosedive, which is one of my favorite moves that they do, the powerbomb nosedive moonsault that got a 2 count on Nick when on Matt when Nick made the save. We then had Matt and Nick, of course, had to do a Briscoe tribute, reaching for the sky by Nick, and then they hit the Doomsday device, getting a near fall when Dante broke up the pin. They got rid of Dante. They had Darius in the ring, dead to rights. They were going to hit him with the BTE trigger, but Darius moves. Matt and Nick connect shins. Nick is down, and then Darius rolls up Matt with a victory roll, tying up his knees together for the 1, 2, 3 in 12 minutes, 14 seconds. Top Flight getting a huge win, and and their first win over the Young Bucks. And this is exactly the result we asked for last week, Jimmy. You had Matt blaming himself, saying it was all his fault, which I know Jimmy was already saying before Matt said it. And I love this match. I thought this match was awesome. It was full of fast-paced action, what you come to expect from Top Flight and the Young Bucks. And then we delivered the upset win here. And I feel I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say upset win, but private party 2019, because I saw that on social media with people. But this win for Top Flight feels a little bit different from private party, because in my opinion, this is just another chapter of a push for them, because they were in a program with the Blackpool Combat Club that I felt like elevated them in a loss. They won the trios tournament, the trios battle royal on Rampage, so they did get a win in that program. But those two matches with the Blackpool Combat Club, I felt put them on another level. We both enjoyed those matches, especially the one with Moxley and Claudio versus the Martin twins and then Martin brothers, and then this one here, it just felt like another kind of statement win for them to kind of get elevated even more. And I think they're prepping them to get a tag team title shot. I think first they're going to get a loss again in the trios with AR Fox against the Elite, but I think months down the road, we're going to get Top Flight as number one contenders for the tag team titles.
Is that on the card? That
what
trios match? Is that
I think
gonna happen?
That's what this win is going to lead to, because AR Fox and Top Flight got the win in that battle royal, and then you get the win here. I think that's what they're setting up.
All right. Well, I was already kind of down about this. You won't be further down. I gotta watch fucking Matt Jackson save the day and win that trios match. Anyway, this match was fun. Top Flight. I'm not sure what the fuck's going on with Dante. I don't really buy that a person can move like that. It doesn't look quite real to me, and I don't exactly know what it is.
Yeah, that one pogo stick dive that he did, and then he went into the super kick. It was just like, that looked like a video game. That was like video game accuracy, how he did that.
And I think it might be less impressive than his just jumping in the ring like in a somersault. I don't get it. I don't understand how that works. That aside, I haven't won the match. I figured they would. And maybe not last week, but when I saw the card, by the way, all 6 matches already announced. It's exciting. I figured that all these matches are very obvious outside of maybe this one. And I went, you know what? I think they'll put Top Flight over, because the Bucks love pretend like they put people over. You know, they're just a story for themselves, really. Matt Jackson feeling down. Oh, I let my team down. Oh, shut up. Enough. Can we just skip this? Can we get to the part where you guys go over again? I'm not even mad at it. Just do it. Just do it. Ugh.
I love this. You ask for this result, and then when you get it, you're like, oh,
you probably know this trios fucking thing that I didn't think was happening. Now I'm sure it's gonna happen. Now I've got to fucking finish the story. Ugh.
You're ridiculous. Steven saying nice win for Top Flight. Hope Dante not injured. Just seems like every time Top Flight has something going, one of them gets injured. Yeah, that's all I'm hoping for. That's the only thing that I think would stop this push, because it really feels like AEW is getting behind them right now.
Finally. I mean, to be fair, they're always hurt. So I can't
they're always hurt. They're young. So it's fair that they've been here 2 years and now they're finally getting this push because of all the obstacles that they've been through. We got Kid Get Money with his fourth, count them, super chat donation. Thank you so much.
Kids starving in Africa, sir.
We save some of this for Saturday, because I forgot to announce Saturday True Hill Heat. Any super chats that we get on Saturday, we are going to give it to the donation page for the Pew family, for Jay Briscoe's family. So they just opened up a donation page today. So you can check the description for True Hill Heat 209 on the channel here that has the link where you can donate, or even you can, if you don't want to donate, you don't have the funds to donate, you can just send a prayer to the Pew family. I did that earlier today, but any super chats that we get on Saturday, we're going to give to that donation page. But Kid Get Money, thank you so much for this one here, because it goes to the True Hill Heat for this one. New young team winning against an established team. That's like the Jags beating the Chiefs this Saturday. It was always the Jags. Hashtag Duval.
Enjoy yourself, sir. Wow.
Pains you.
I'm not mad at it. Feel free.
It pains you, doesn't it? It pains you. I really enjoyed this match. I thought it was one of the better matches on this card, which had a lot of really good matches. But next up, we were supposed to hear from the AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Acclaim, but out comes Austin and Colton, the Guns, and they start taking credit for the Acclaim's success. He says, we even gave them our dad. And Austin promises that there will be embarrassment for the Acclaim after what they did to them on a Rampage. This brings out the AEW World Tag Team Champions after an argument where Austin wants the music to be shut off and doesn't want to hear a rap. We finally get the music to start, and Caster raps about how the Guns are the worst kids since Hunter Biden, and and that they are bullshitters, which got censored. So for once in this show's lifetime, someone was ready with their hand on the censor button. The Guns talk about the Guns talk about how they talk about how the Guns are pathetic, and they want to get into the ring. They get into a huge brawl with the Acclaim and the Guns that leads to Daddy Ass separating his black and white kids and suggesting that they all sit down next week for 2 words for you: family therapy. Ugh. That's all I had to say about. I was just hoping that they started this build early so we could probably get a championship match in February. But the fact that we're doing a family therapy segment next week, it was just like, okay, they're going to drag this feud out now. But I will say, I feel like the Guns are improving as far as Austin on it. The one that you say is the
He has racist on his arm. Yes,
the racist one. He's improving on the mic. He's getting better on the mic each week, in my opinion.
Well, he was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. No. So it's just, he came across so actually mad. It was kind of perfect. This doesn't work at all, by the way. Family therapy would have worked at the beginning of the feud.
Yes.
However many months ago that was. But
when they were actually a team, when they were actually a family, this would have worked.
Makes no sense now. So waste of everybody's time. Here I am just hoping it's entertaining. I'm sure fucking, you know what? I don't even get into it. There's plenty of stuff to complain about later. I'll just wait for that.
I hope Dr. Shelby, they get Dr. Shelby from the old Daniel Bryan and Kane anger management segments. They get
What
Dr.
was Baker's
Shelby.
fucking TV show called?
Who?
Britt Baker. She had a segment like the Carlitos thing and fucking.
The dentist office or whatever, or
something like that.
Yeah, walk-in appointment. I don't know.
It was something that they
they had a talk show for her. That was when they did the whole brawl between Jade and Red Velvet.
Do you hear yourself when you said that loud? They did a brawl between Jade and Red Velvet. No, an actual brawl between Jade and Red Velvet will go. Jade throwing her out the window.
The barbershop.
Bobby Heenan's calling that as the best ever, by the way. Did you see that? She said he tried to dive through the window to escape. What an act of cowardice.
Hey, Heenan is the best. He's the GOAT. Heenan and Gorilla, one of the greatest commentary teams. Next, we had Hangman Adam Page with Renee backstage for an interview, but this was different from all their other interviews. There was no mic. There was not the usual set. I asked him, you had Renee also did a good job of acting where she was kind of apprehensive and a little bit upset with Hangman for what he did to Moxley last week, but Hangman says he feels great after the fight with Moxley. He says he would knock Moxley out if he had to, and then he did just that last week. He says as for his future, he won't go into it, but he does want to mend some fences, some mending of fences that he should have done a long time ago. Then they end the interview, Renee says, and then Paige asks Renee how Moxley is doing, and he actually seems sincere, and then he asks her to tell him, well, never mind. And then Hangman walks away. I thought that this was interestingly done, just how it was shot, where it was shot, no microphone. I thought this was very interesting. And of course, the mending of the fences. A lot of people have tried to interpret what that means. I think the obvious one would be them going back to the Elite reunion storyline, or maybe it is something further with Moxley. What did you think?
It's definitely the Elite. Fucking boo. Or Adam Cole would work too. I like the idea. I don't like the execution of it, because it's like we're doing an interview. Then all right, interview's over. Yet we didn't change places. The camera angle didn't change. It's just two of us still here in front of this fucking camera. Like we don't know we're on national television. This is goofy. I'm not entirely sure how I would have shot this. I just know not like this. Maybe you don't actually show what he says. You just fucking.
It should have been like the camera like going down and then coming back up when they start when he axed it. Yeah,
you could have actually cut and then showed us it on Rampage or fucking on Dynamite next week or whatever the fuck. But whatever, I'm here for it. I like their performances. I liked Renee's outfit this week.
I thought Renee was really good in this segment. Just how she was like staying professional, but you could tell there was kind of some type of feeling towards Hangman for what he did to Mox.
Yes, I love that. What he did, by the way, which is just a match. It's nothing extra special with what he did. It was just an actual match.
True. He just knocked him out of the match. Moxley said that's how it goes. And then also Renee bringing up that Moxley has been pretty much injured for the whole 10 years she's known him. That was a great lie. That was a great lie.
That's facts. That's facts. Oh my god, I love when the Elite turn heel. Please.
What happened?
That scene I was talking about the Elite turning heel. I don't see it, but I'd love it. I'd be here for it.
I think that's
Jackson, please.
We'll get Kenny going heel sooner rather than later. As long as he has Don Callis, I think that we are always going to get heel Kenny Omega back in some capacity.
Yes, Don Callis is great. You see the interview with Takeshita?
Yes, that was good stuff. You and Kenny think the world of you. Here you go.
Kenny used to make the same mistakes. This is hilarious.
You had 4 matches in 2 days. Like Kenny used to do that stuff all the time. Great stuff. I was hoping that we would get Don later in the night when Takeshita had an interview, but we'll get to that because that was one of my top thumbs up of the whole entire episode. But let's talk about the next match on the card, as it was the Jericho Appreciation Society's Jake Hager along with Jericho in 2.0. Jericho joining the commentary team to face Jericho's rival, Absolute Ricky Starks. This was more or less a comedy match, in my opinion, that had a lot of stuff focused on the Hager hat, like Ricky doing the rope walk with the bucket hat. One spot that I thought it messed up and it didn't look good at all was Hager trying to post Ricky, and then he tried to dive through the ropes, and then it almost looked like he was about to twist his ankle on the post. It was just like, oh, it's like, don't do that ever again. Ricky though, he showed some athleticism in this match. He had a springboard drop kick at one point, then hit a running clothesline. Hager did dominate a good portion of this, especially during the commercial break, but Ricky made his comeback. He dropped a couple of the JAS members on the outside. Hager tried to powerbomb him through the table at ringside again. He tosses Daddy Magic across the table, and the table's legs break underneath it. He then takes out Cool Hand, and he gets in the ring. He avoids a clothesline and then hits a big spear on Jake Hager for the 1-2-3, and then he escapes through the crowd to avoid the JAS. So we got Ricky actually standing on top and smiling and looking good after a victory, and I am all for it. I thought this was just fine. It wasn't a great match, nothing like that, but this was fine and got the across. Ricky getting a win over the JAS here without getting a beatdown afterwards, which I'm sure made you happy.
Yes, it worked. It's fine. Kind of feels like a waste, but Ricky on TV, I'm not mad at it. Keep a Jake Hager match short. That is the way to go.
Yeah, it only went 6 minutes, 22 seconds. That's exactly the length of every Jake Hager match that I want to see.
That sounds about right. I don't need to see you go 20 minutes with Moxley and almost silence as Jared has to fucking put over this nonsense. And he's not 20 years younger, so he's not going to put over this nonsense. He should just kept saying, this is dumb on a microphone. This is stupid.
Lovely stuff. CM says she wasn't upset when Moxley was beating up folks. Well, of course, because that's her husband beating up other people. That's totally fine. I'm okay with that too. We also got Ace who says Ricky outsmarted JAS. He's been doing that a lot. He's done that a lot in this feud. That's why I think it is getting him over in a way. And then we will talk about what they set up for next week with Ricky. And Ricky once again going to be on the show next week, which is a thumbs up from us here.
Yeah, but with that bum. Not that bum. I apologize. He seems like he's fine. Just keep the microphone out of his hands and keep him away from Ricky.
We got a super chat donation here from Jeff L. Jay-Z the GOAT. Thank you so much for the super chat donation. Appreciate that. Saying just showing love, fellas. Hashtag them boys. Reach
Absolutely.
for the sky, boy. Absolutely.
You have good taste, sir.
And you know it. ALW saying Ricky Starks is simply amazing. And we got CM saying Ricky versus the Hat would be a great match.
I can actually see that.
The Hat has powers. The Hat has a lot of powers. It should. We did get a quick recap of Adam Cole's return from last week. Love the little comments, him talking about, his journey back and promising once again that he will be on top of AEW. Not much to see here, though. Any comments?
We were going to do this. Why shouldn't we just hold off on the fucking comeback until this week?
No, you had to make that show last week as stacked as humanly possible.
Absolutely.
That's why I gave it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 show.
Make up for no Sasha Banks. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. You needed that return. We're not going to give a Sasha. That we did get a follow-up from the Starks versus Hager match, as it was Chris Jericho backstage with Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara. They want to end Ricky Starks, so next week they're facing Starks and Action Andretti, as it's going to be them versus Les Sex Guys, Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. But hold on, Daniel Garcia wants to take Sammy Guevara's place. He says that he's ready. He said he's going to take care of Action Andretti on Rampage and wants to be Jericho's partner next week. And Guevara says, cool, but only if Garcia can beat Andretti. And then Guevara says he's even made him new attire for his match with Action Andretti on Rampage, and he hands him some leather pants, and then he hugs him as the segment ends. And Jericho says it will be Action Andretti and Ricky Starks versus either the Les Sex Gods or Garcia Co. Yes, Garcia Co. I don't know if I hate or love that. I think I love it.
I love it for the complete awfulness of it, and I'm almost positive Jericho knows it's awful.
That's the thing.
Whatever. You're not gonna give me watch Rampage, and certainly not with fucking Action Andretti and Garcia.
Not with that as the main event. I was really baffled by that being after the weeks that they've been trying to make Rampage watchable. Like that's the hook as the main event.
Absolutely, I can't wait for 3 months from now where Tony Khan goes, "I'm gonna start making Rampage." Fucking watch. See, shut the fuck up. You've been saying this is the 4th time you said it. Enough.
It's the 4th time. The show's only been around for a year and a half. It's only been 18 months. Come on. You're killing me, dog.
I do like the Sammy and Daniel stuff. I do. It feels a little late.
Yeah.
Like everything. I do like it.
This should have kind of probably happened earlier. Like it should have been when Garcia was first showing dissension with the Jericho Appreciation Society. Like that's gonna be the thing that gets him back on track. Was Jericho pairing him with Sammy Guevara? And I wanted to put this out because I did put out a poll after Jericho said this. I asked the people, what tag team do you like better, the Sex Gods or Garcia Co? And 57% says Garcia Co.
Of course they do. Everybody hates Sammy. I'm not entirely sure. Well, I don't know why. He deserves it. I apologize.
To be fair. We got in the comments CM saying that hat is like Frosty the Snowman's hat. It contains all of Hager's charisma. Yes.
Look how you all like this hat. He's my least favorite Hager character. I'm
sorry though. But that's over. That's as over as Hager has ever been. Is the hat.
That's fucking sad. I don't care. It's over. So these dumb fucking goofy wrestling fans like it. Who cares?
Absolutely. We got ALW says I am not a Sammy fan, but this new thing with Daniel and Sammy, with Sammy hugging on Daniel, is hysterical. Yes, it's Sammy's face when he does it.
They put Wardlow and Sean Spears in the dryer. They came out with this angle. I'm here for it.
Put him in the dryer, shrunk. Absolutely. We got what I thought was the absolute highlight of the show next, as it was Bryan Danielson wrestling, which seems to be Tony Khan's best booking decision of 2023 is let Bryan wrestle every single
Shocking.
fucking week.
Who would've
Bryan Danielson comes out first. He is once again another person wearing the J armband, and he is very saying Bandido, who was also rocking the J armband. The two men showing respect to one another with the code of honor between two former ROH world champions. We get a quick standoff until Danielson headlocks Bandido down. Bandido takes Daniel down for a change, and then he gets him. He does the gun point, and then Bryan does the same to him, and he does the gun point to Bandido back. Bandido gets an advantage by getting the Mexican surfboard, but Bryan breaks out of that and does the double leg stomp. We get the two men kind of going back and forth with submissions, with Bandido pulling out this weird version of the Texas Cloverleaf where he's like balancing the of Bryan, and then he gets him into a pinfall attempt, and Bryan basically gets out of it by balancing his shoulders off the mat, and then eventually he uses his core strength to get up into Bandido's face and starts headbutting him. This one was it had technical wrestling, had some lucha libre, had some high flying. It kind of had everything. I love the Bandido suplex spot, Jimmy, because it legitimately just feels like Bandido tells his opponent, just dead weight me and I'll lift you up. That's what happened in this. Like, it was like Daniel dead weighted him and was about to fall, and then Bandido just uses his strength to pull him back up. He flies through the air with a dive to the outside with the Flossberry flop. We get Bryan. He puts Bryan down with another suplex and then goes to the top for a frog splash, but Bryan gets his knees up and then locks on the label lock. Even works on the injured shoulder of Bandido that had tape on it, but Bandido's able to still get to the ropes. They fight on the top ropes where Bandido pulls out a moonsault slam off the top rope, which is always great every single time he does it. He goes for the 21 plex, but Bryan is able to flip out of it. They trade Monte Squirrel cradles for a bit here. Then we get Bandido with his extraordinary version of the fucking go to sleep, and then he hits the 21 plex for a near fall. Bryan finally, after Bandido breaks out of the label lock once again, they run the ropes, and then Bryan catches Bandido with the Psycho knee in just under 18 minutes. My oh my, this was like a chess match with different styles meshing together. I thought this was fantastic. This was one of my favorite Bandido matches I ever seen, and once again, you would be stupid not to think that Bryan Danielson isn't the fucking GOAT, because every single week we are going to get a great match out of him. Last week with Takeshita, this week with Bandido. I saw some people saying that they put this singles match in the top 10 all time for AEW Dynamite. That's how much a lot of people enjoyed this match. I won't go that far, but I rated this match very highly. I thought it was fantastic. We get after the match, MJF basically hearing all of the Twitter chatter from last week, and he says, I heard y'all hating, and I'm about to drop these bars. MJF pops up on the screen, and he says he doesn't like how Danielson is treating him. He says, so far, Danielson has been dealing with mass Max. And the further Danielson goes down this road, as much as he wants this 1 hour Iron Man match against MJF, he's going to see the mask is going to come off more and more. And even the American Dragon is no match for the monster behind the mask. Great MJF promo. I thought that short amount of time, perfect, got it across, made it intriguing for what's going to happen next with MJF in this whole situation. But what did you think about first Bryan Danielson versus Bandido?
You know what I think about Bryan Danielson? It's the same thing I think every week. Of course, it's the match of the night. Of course, it was a great match. Dragon is the best in-ring wrestler ever, and it has been such for a while. He's the best in-ring wrestler in the world and has been for, I don't know, 15 years, even though you guys tried to give it to every single body else. No, it's Eddie. No, it's
And I'll just say, reason I gave it to someone like Kenny Omega. No, the reason I gave it to someone like Kenny Omega was one, Bryan was retired at the time that Kenny Omega became the best wrestler in the world, and two, for a lot of his WWE run, whether it before the retirement or after the retirement, he was just this. They just always put him as the underdog, Bryan Danielson. I enjoy this Bryan Danielson. This Bryan Danielson is the Bryan Danielson that we went to Ring of Honor shows in 2007. This is the best in the world Bryan Danielson, once again, that we are seeing and that we didn't see for a decade in fucking WWE.
I will let you all know when it's not Dragon. I will let you know. So just be on standby. I will let you know. Like
so even when he was retired, he was the best wrestler in the world.
Before Mayweather retired, and they fucking made somebody else. This is like the first time he retired. This God knows how long ago. Good Lord, boxers don't retire. They try to give it to everybody else. It's like, did he forget how to box because he fucking signed a slip? That's not how that works. The best in the world. This is how that fucking works. And he was the best in the world here. That's how that works. Bandido is such a fucking. He's good. He's very good. He's fantastic. He's such a cornball. That fucking gunpoint thing. I just
love his mixture because in this match he showed a little bit more of his technical ability, but his mixture of strength, high flying, and lucha libre it's different. It's different from a lot of the other luchadors that we see.
When Matt Jackson is the 10th biggest cornball on the show, you have an issue. There's everybody in the opening match. There's Jericho and company, and there's fucking Bandido just being a fucking cornball.
Why? Because you don't like the gunpoint. That's all.
The gunpoint. This the whole. All right. Why am I doing this? Be positive. It was a great match. I love the match. He did his part in the match. It was very good. The only problem with it is the problem with every time Max does these things. And I'm not complaining. I know a lot of you been complaining about it. I like it. I like Max making people jump through hoops. But we know they're going to jump through the hoop. That's the only issue. So I don't buy any near fall on Dragon. Just don't. At all. Sorry.
That's fair. That is fair. We got ALW saying match of the night for sure. We also got Romeo. He says, since HBK blocked me on Twitter, Bryan Danielson is indeed the GOAT. That's
what you get. You're probably insulting fucking NXT 2.0.
No, he's the only one that's positive about NXT 2.0.
I'm not sure why Michaels blocked you then.
It's because he's associated with with people on NX3 that don't like NXT 2.0.
That's what you get. Pick better friends, sir.
What? Why are you this way? I don't understand you.
I love you, Sean. I know a lot of people fucking want like things to be a big reason to get blocked. I block people for so many different reasons. It's shocking. Bad takes can get you blocked. A lot of people blocked right now that wouldn't even know they were blocked. Fucking Dangor and fucking some other.
Lucky you for having Louis Dangor blocked.
They'd be like, fucking, you cannot view this tweet. Be like, why not? Oh, I blocked that guy. Oops, my bad.
Jesus Christ. And I'm only saying that I'm friends with Louis, but his tweets over the last 2 weeks. Yeah, I don't.
Very young. He still believes that the world is a fair place and bad guys get what's coming.
He still believes that Vince McMahon is not the powers that be. He thinks it's Vince Russo and Ed Koskey or something. I don't know.
Absolutely. He watched those fucking WWE DVDs, sir.
Next we got what I think this is what we said we wanted. I think like 2 months ago is we got confirmation that we were right in choosing who the heels was in this women's feud. We got Toni Storm and Saraya berating KUSHIDA for her actions of last week. Saraya especially. Saraya's like, you don't know what you're doing. Don't come out. Don't listen to me. And then Toni Storm is like, oh no, she's a part of these AEW homegrown stars like Hayter and Baker and Willow Nightingale that don't know anything. They don't know what we know. So she says tonight she's gonna prove that when she beats Willow Nightingale right in the middle of the ring. I love this heel version of Toni Storm. Like Saraya was just playing the role that she chose to play during her first promo in AEW. While Toni Storm actually played up this heel character and just being cocky because she's been all over the world before she came to AEW. What did you think about this?
I'm gonna take it. I know it was completely by accident. Dummy finally realized, oh, people don't seem to like them being complete assholes. Maybe they should be heels. Thank you, sir. Brilliant.
I thought like Tony Khan was talking to me and you because we legitimately said this in November. Especially, it wasn't even after the first promo. Like the first promo was one thing. You mentioned it then. It was that promo exchange between Saraya and Britt before Full Gear that set up their match where I was just like, Britt is definitely the baby face.
Like, this is wild. I'm not entirely sure where they go. I kind of hoping we're done with Britt and Hater.
I think Britt and Hater are now going to be baby faces.
No, can we just move on? We had the tag team.
I don't want them to change their character, but I do want them to just embrace the fact that they get cheered anyway.
Who's they?
Baker and Hater get cheered.
It was over a year ago, and now it's been a year and a half ago. It's been a slow death since then because Dummy doesn't know how to book. Jamie Hater's over. We should move on to Britt versus Jamie as we had planned to for God knows how long now. And they can fight Willow and Ruby Soho, which is fine.
I think we are leading to AEW Originals versus AEW Outsiders. I think we're going to get the first ever woman's blood and guts this year.
Oh, my God. Fuck it. Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. Fuck it. Who cares?
Why are you so angry?
I just
don't understand you.
Can't I just get a good feud? I don't ask for much. I don't need all these fucking whistles and shit. Just give me Hater versus Baker. It's a simple story. You've been telling it forever. Just do it. What are we doing?
We get the announcement that next week, the next chapter of Bryan Danielson going through the hoops before Revolution is going to be Bryan Danielson versus Brian Cage. We get an interview backstage with Renee, with Prince Nana and Brian Cage, but in comes MJF and he offers Cage a bunch of money to unleash the hate. And then he intentionally messes with Cage by saying what the five fingers said to the face, smack. And Cage wants to start yoking up MJF until Prince Nana says, think about the money, think about the money, think about the money. And he says to use that anger that he feels right now towards MJF on Bryan Danielson next week and break his arm. What did you think about this segment here?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I don't know if I like it in the spot, but I do like it a lot. And I'm just fucking here for it. It seems like something that should have happened earlier. Like, yeah, they don't actually need Dragon to lose. That'd be nice, but who cares? Just hurt this motherfucker so I can win my match, please.
It's true.
Sure.
Safet saying the double turn with the whipping, and then you have Romeo saying Saraya has ruined everything since she came back.
It's not about everything.
Everything.
Jesus, you ruined it. Yeah,
you ruined it. She should be like this conquering hero. She should have just came in and be like, AEW was the salvation for me to finally come back to wrestling. But no, she had to come be like, I've accomplished everything, and AEW, be thankful that I'm here. That's how she came across.
Oh. Before I blame the fans, as I always do. They thought Saraya was a big deal for some reason. I don't get it. I don't get it.
God, Will Chisholm says, so we really trust Saraya's body in a blood and guts match? I don't know, bro. Oh, she's going to be the last one in the match. That's for sure. She's going to have the least amount of time in the match.
They don't need her to do a lot. Just fucking blade and move on.
Exactly. There's 9 other women that will be in that match. So we are totally fine here.
Who would you put in it? Since we're on this topic for some reason.
Well, let's talk about the match first, and then we'll get into that.
All right.
Next was Toni Storm going one-on-one with Willow Nightingale.
God, that's a great look, by the way.
Tony was, and she showed off her aggression in this matchup. Big hip attack to Willow. She was very aggressive, very physical throughout this match. Slapped the shit out of Willow at one point as well. She hit our big squeak cheek music into the corner, and then a tornado DDT for a near fall. But Willow came back with one of the best pounces that I've seen her do in quite some time, where Toni Storm almost went out of the ring and then eventually had to get into the corner. Then Willow followed up with the cannonball for a 2 count. At that point, Saraya was like, enough of this shit, and it distracted Willow and the referee before Toni Storm got the pin by holding on to the trunks of Willow Nightingale for the 1-2-3. After the match, Saraya immediately attacks Willow Nightingale. Her and Storm start stomping down on Willow. Shida was out there. She came out there disobeying Saraya once again. She did not get involved in the beatdown until Ruby Soho came out and made the save for her tag team partner, running off Toni Storm and Saraya, who still looked pleased with their actions here. But I think this is leading to a Ruby Soho heel turn, because I think she is going to be a part of the AEW Outsiders. This match was just fine. It was just fine. What did you think about the match and the post-match here?
I love Willow. Definitely gives me Bailey vibes. Original Bailey vibes, obviously.
Yes.
Great baby face, and Toni Storm makes a fine heel. So she is so not over. All of you were talking about how great of a champion she was. I'm like, can you be a great champion if it's silent whenever you come out? Is that how
they react? They react to the matches, though.
Do they?
Yeah.
Do they though?
Yes, they.
Because she hit somebody with her ass.
Yes,
I would react too, and I frequently do react. And the post match is great. Saraya's she's a much better heel.
Yes. And her style in the ring, where she can be more physical as a heel. I think this is like the best move that Tony has done with the women's division, is course correcting Saraya here.
Is it strange that every time something good happens in the division, because Dummy made a mistake for 6 months? Like Britt Baker, she's a dentist and she's a wrestler. That's a baby face. You fucking idiot. Jesus. Now this. I've been in Madison Square Garden. I'm better than you. Oh, baby face.
I'm better than everyone here. I've been in Madison Square Garden. I've been in O2. What are you talking about? Caden saying Saraya is better as a heel, so I'm happy with this. I mean, that's what I think. I think the AEW Outsiders are going to be Saraya, Toni Storm, Ruby Soho, Athena, and either Serena Deeb or someone new coming in. But I'm going to go with the people that are already there and say Serena Deeb is going to be the AEW Outsiders versus the AEW Originals of Baker, Hayter, Shida. And you don't even need to turn them babyface, Baker or Hayter. They could just be originals, because that's what Baker's character has always been, that she's the first woman signed and all that stuff. So she could, and that causes an even better dynamic, I think, if she still sticks to her heel shtick here. So those three, along with Willow, and the last one, I would say a returning Chris Statlander.
That's an interesting pick. I'd probably use Jade, because I like the dynamic of Jade being involved with these motherfuckers.
And that would be the first tease of Jade and Hayter, so I'm here for it. Because that's the only thing left. They have to get to that point. If you're going to continue with Jade as TBS champion, you got to eventually just do the champion versus champion match.
You have to. Okay, I'm not getting into fucking fantasy booking, but yes, you should. If AEW buys WWE, sir, listen to me. I want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to me very clearly. That will never happen. If fucking, what's the man who owns Amazon? Bezos. If Bezos bought AEW and then offered Vince $90 billion for WWE, he would still not sell it. He's not going to take the visual loss of selling to his inferior. That's never going to happen. He'd go out of business before that happened. He almost did go out of business before that happened. He refuses. It won't happen. Ever. Listen to me. Ever. I'm Mo Green. I don't buy you. You don't buy me out. I buy you out.
Exactly. I don't see that ever happening. I don't see Vince willingly giving it to the Khan family. Like, and I don't want to see Tony Khan own that big of a promotion.
I want to
Like,
see Tony Khan own this promotion.
why do you hate him? I don't know.
Bad booker, bad promoter. He's semi-racist, semi-sexist, goofy. Hugs Roman on the field. How much more time you got, buddy?
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Which part? Which
So,
part is inaccurate?
Before the main event, we got two we got two sets of promos that we got to get to. First, they had the match graphics, of course, for the upcoming shows with AEW Rampage. You got Jungle Boy versus Ethan Page, and we hear from Stokely Hathaway and All Ego Ethan Page. Stokely not looking happy with losing to. He said that he was embarrassed last week that the firm lost to two guys named Jungle Boy and Hook. And so he says he's sending Ethan Page to finish the job, and he says he can't. He tells Jungle Boy that he can't embarrass the firm and that he will take care of him this Friday on Rampage. So that match is set for this Friday. Any comments on Stokely and Ethan Page here?
They're awesome. They deserve more time. That is all. Everybody in this feud deserves better than this feud.
I agree. And then we had one of my favorite promos of the night. Konosuke Takeshita is honored to have fought Bryan Danielson and considers him a hero. He says that he will now have his back against MJF. He then goes into a long rant in Japanese, and Renee asks him, "What does that mean?" And he says, "It means MJF asshole." And then smiles like that. That was just perfect. That was his best promo to date.
Agreed. He's such a star. Make it happen. I don't know if she ever want to turn heel with Callus or not. I can't be here for it. Whatever gets him on TV, I'm here for.
I'm here for him going into long Japanese rants and then saying, "I just cursed this dude out." Great stuff. And then we had the main event of the evening for the TNT Championship, another open challenge as Darby Allin defend the TNT Championship against New Japan Pro Wrestling's own KUSHIDA. KUSHIDA coming out with the LA Dojo students, the DKC and Kevin Knight, while Darby Allin came out with his father, Sting. This match, I thought it was really damn good, with KUSHIDA basically going, "I'm gonna fucking rip your arm off." This was not a Darby Allin match. This was more a KUSHIDA match, because KUSHIDA has like this precision surgical offense where he will just rip a guy's arm apart, and he looked even more effective with how skinny and small Darby Allin was. He had the kicks to the arm. He did a bulldog on the arm at one point. Darby broke things up by hitting a fast code red. He then set up for the big flip dive to the outside. We then get more KUSHIDA working over the arm to gain the advantage. Darby eventually plants KUSHIDA with a scorpion death drop for the double down. He then hit a flipping stunner on the apron. He then gets a steel chair and he attempts to do like a senton, I believe, or a drop kick onto KUSHIDA while he's sitting in the chair. But KUSHIDA moves the chair out the way. Darby takes a flat back bump onto the floor, and KUSHIDA locks on an arm bar all at the same time. They then fight to the top rope, where KUSHIDA does a fucking like the old Nigel McGuinness arm submission and then flips Darby the fuck over with it. I was like, oh my god, this he's really trying to rip this guy's arm off. He then locks on the hoverboard lock. It looks like Darby is fighting to stay alive, fighting for the ropes. At one point, the DKC and Kevin Knight try to get Sting to throw in the towel. Sting wipes off some sweat off of his face paint and throws the towel into the crowd. crowd. Darby is not able to get to the ropes, but he's able to flip out. He then gets Kushida's legs and locks on the Last Supper for the 1-2-3 to retain the TNT Championship in just under 14 minutes. I thought this was a rock solid match, very good main event to this show with both guys, Darby surviving and selling the hell out of the arm, while Kushida, they made him look strong even in defeat. And we got the show of respect afterwards with both men shaking hands and Kushida asking for one more match with Darby Allin. What did you think about this main event here?
Match for what? You lost. Beat it. Match was good. Match was very good. So what? So what? But it's like, but really, so what? Why are we here? Why did we see this? Why are we back to open challenges? Where's Samoa Joe? If you give the belt back to Samoa Joe, he's been champion for a week. I'm already over it. If you give the belt back to Samoa Joe.
It's been 3 weeks now.
It's been 3 weeks. Jesus,
it's going on 3 weeks. He won it on January 4th.
Done nothing. Give the belt
yes,
back.
he has. He's had great matches.
Give the belt. So what? So what? Oh, I'm just trying to be positive because I really like Darby. I thought we had a reason for ending.
What do you have against good wrestling? What is your problem with good wrestling?
I don't have anything against good wrestling. I like good wrestling as, I'm not sure the word I'm looking for is, as like the entree. Like it has to be. It's like, you ever watch really good acting? Start making the title important again. Like Samoa Joe didn't exist. Like Samoa Joe did do all that fucking work. You see this? Do you see this? This is what I'm talking about. When did we say that? The point of the team title is open challenge. These fucking people.
Why are you so upset?
It's a waste of my time. It's a waste of my fucking time. That's why. I was really enjoying Samoa Joe's title reign, and they ended it to give it to Darby because I thought we were going to do something with Darby. Instead, we're back to the same nonsense we did already. It bothers me a lot.
I can tell.
I really like Joe's reign. Like,
you could have fooled me. You could have fooled me, sir.
What the fuck? Like, why? Why are we doing this? I'm just sad. I'm sad. I like wrestling as like an extra, as an add-on, as a fucking. It's like watching really good acting or really good. Know what it's like? I'll give it to you. A really good action sequence. I've seen lots of movies with really good action sequences, but that's not why I'm watching the movie. The story stinks. The story stinks. Even worse, if I just gave you a random action scene from it popped up on YouTube, why would you give a fuck about it? You don't know anything what's going on outside of the action scene. Here we go. I'm gonna snap. What the fuck? That's part of an angle. That's part of a thing. That's part of a gimmick. So not everybody has to fucking do it. That would make it a waste. It's not special if everybody does it. I don't want to start yelling. It's fucking too early in the day to start fucking yelling.
I'm loving this, honestly.
It's infuriating.
I don't even have to say anything, ladies and gentlemen.
Like, what the fuck? What's the point of all this? Did we just have an open challenge with fucking? Didn't dummy? I'm over it. Whole bunch of open challenge belts. It's not James. It's Jimmy. It's not Jim. It's not Jimbo. It's just Jimmy. It's not James. It's just Jimmy.
Yeah.
Like a pimp named Slickback. You say what the fuck I tell you to say. Jimmy.
Don't do that. You'll get I'll put you in timeout if you trying to be funny.
I think he's being serious. He thinks my name is James. To be fair, he thinks the fucking flip less. It's not about the title flipping, sir. I cannot be any more clear of what I'm saying. I cannot be clear. It's like I have to tell certain people, don't try to guess what I'm saying. Don't try to read into what I'm saying. Just listen to what the fuck I'm saying as I say it. Samoa Joe was a phenomenal champion and should have kept the belt. Full stop. Don't talk about how many times it's flipped. Don't care how long he was champ. I'm just saying what I'm saying. I don't care about the James in the chat either. Listen to what I'm telling you, sir. Samoa Joe as champion was awesome. We all agree with that, right? Right.
Yeah, he was great.
Should have kept going. That's it. Full thought. Full stop. That's it. Darby fighting random people on a Wednesday night in the main fucking event is a waste of my time.
You're just looking at this Darby.
I heard you, Caden. I just said I don't care about James in the chat. That's what the fuck I just said. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to you, motherfucker. Samoa Joe should be the champion. I'm not talking to you. No shit.
Jimmy
I'm talking to
is
you.
looking at Darby Allin's TNT title reign, and he's just sitting
I'm
here
serious.
like,
I'm not gonna sit back and take this fucking shit.
Tony,
That will never not be funny.
Tony Khan, this is also on you, because you can stop this.
anyway, the
I should like
sound
the
off.
match.
You wouldn't have known that Jimmy liked this match. Sound off in the live chat. Give us your match of the night, MVP, LVP, last call for super chat donations. Let's put our thumbs in the middle, Jimmy, for the January 18, 2023 edition of AEW Dynamite in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up from both of us. That was surprising. Thumbs up from Jimmy. Jimmy out of 10. What did you give the show?
7.
7. Okay. I went with 8 out of 10. I give it an 8 out of 10. I enjoyed all the wrestling. I will take good wrestling. Good wrestling from top to bottom. 2 matches I rated over 4 stars. So I enjoyed this show.
2 matches over 4 stars. I assume the main event and Dragon.
The Top Flight versus Young Bucks and Dragon versus Bandido. This one, the main event came close. I gave it 3 3/4. Anyway, match of the night for you, Jimmy.
Dragon versus Bandido.
Dragon versus Bandido, absolutely.
9 out of 10.
I didn't give it a 9 out of 10.
No, you did not.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the chat. Why do you look at the chat? I don't even know.
Look at something that makes you upset.
I don't even know why you look at the chat so like this. Like, I don't know why.
There's usually funny comments in there. Okay, get money being hilarious. I've missed what it was like. He replaced it used to be EBB making these comments. Or Frantic World.
Until you battered EBB into submission that it wasn't as great as he thought it was. Yeah, I go with Dragon versus Bandito for match of the night, MVP of the show, Jimmy.
Holy. I'm gonna go for Dragon. Yeah.
Dragon. Okay. I'll go MVP. I'll go MVP with Top Flight and Darby Allin. Those are my co-MVPs. Yes.
For what?
And Bandito. Bandito had showed out.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Like I said, Bandito, that was one of his best matches. Darby Allin, TNT titles getting pushed, and TNT does in a lot better shape than it was when it was with Sammy Guevara, Scorpio Sky, and Wardlow. So absolutely. Joe got it on the right lane, and I think Darby is continuing down that lane, and Top Flight getting the biggest win of their careers.
Sure.
LVP for the show, Jimmy.
Oh, fucking, let me see here. I don't want to give it to Tony Khan. I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to give it to, what's the new Kevin Dunn?
Mike Mansouri.
That guy who I've given props to fucking many a time. I cannot forgive him for that fucking Hangman Page backstage thing. It's like if you and I start talking, and then we go, that's the end of the show, but we just keep going.
He could have shot that better. He could have shot that better.
That's it.
This is fair. I'll go with LVP Billy Gunn for trying to do family therapy like 6 months late. And there was one more, Jake Hager. Yeah, Jake Hager.
Wow. Don't you like the stupid hat?
I do like the stupid hat, but he lost, and all he does is lose a lot now. So just go. And I think that is all for this edition of AEWramble. Man, you just got me in a blur because you just went on so many different rants in this episode. Jimmy, please let the people know where they can find you on social media, your YouTube channel.
And people have terrible opinions. You fucking shit on everything good and holy in the world, and you like mediocrity no matter what it is.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
It's the truth, sir. As long as they can reference something back to something that happened before, it's a win. Oh, remember that thing that happened a year ago? Long-term booking. Oh, the lineage of the championship is open titles. Really? Is it? Ugh, whatever.
I'm hurt and I'm old and I'm fucking tired and I work with fucking children.
Yes, that's what it is. Children. Free CM Punk, please. By the way, this is definitely a prison situation, rather. He said he's willing to be bought out, from what I heard. Yeah, he's not on TV. He's not being bought out. He's just being paid. This is fucking horrific. This is fucked
you
up.
don't get paid in prison. What are we talking about here?
That'd be nice.
You get commissary. You don't get paid for it to be in prison.
Yeah, other ways to collect payment too. Depending how. All right, I'm not getting myself in any trouble.
Jesus Christ, damn.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Story, please. That's all I'm asking.
I just want to wrap up the show.
Free CM Punk. Hopefully that's who Hangman's talking about. He wants to fucking make an amends with CM Punk, please. Yes.
I'm sure that was Hangman was talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Follow me on the Twitter machine at True Heel SP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at True Heel Heat. Subscribe to the True Heel Heat Sports YouTube channel. We're like 23 subscribers away from 300 over there. So help us out, push us to our next goal, our next milestone over on the True Heel Heat Sports YouTube channel, as well as twitch.tv/True Heel Heat Gaming. Tonight we got Blunt Impact making its return, as Mickie James is going to be appearing after the last rodeo continued, and she's the new Knockouts World Champion. We got that on tap for tonight. Ness and Chris G will be live over on Twitch. One of the GOATs, in my opinion. One of the the female Mount Rushmores, in my opinion.
Oh, with royalty. She's the first female wrestler I actually liked, and that's because of the way she looks. But yes, the way she looks also. Good Lord.
Oh, dual. Yes. Also, of course, we are bringing now lists monthly here on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, and this month is January, so the big show is coming up, the Royal Rumble. So tomorrow we are on Sunday we are dropping a new top 10 video with the top 10 best Royal Rumble matches of all time. We'll also put out a post on our community tab where you can give us your top 5 best Royal Rumble matches, and that will be a part of our list that drops on Sunday. So check it out. It will be the community tab post will be up later today. And then of course Saturday 11:05 a.m. Eastern time, True Heel Heat 209. We're bringing some more Royal Rumble content, as we're going to do a fantasy draft of the Royal Rumble winners with our special guest, the Smart Psychology podcast. It will be me and Ness representing True Heel Heat against the fellas over at the Smart Psychology podcast. And of course, True Heel Heat 209 will also be celebrating Jay Briscoe's career and life, remembering Jay Briscoe a little bit more. And like I said earlier in the show, any super chat donations on Saturday will be donated to the Pugh family, who do have the daughters in critical condition. So of course, sending our thoughts, our prayers to the Pugh family. Hopefully the daughters, we get some good news in regards to those. We'll talk about the Wall Street Journal report that just came out about the Rita Chatterton lawsuit. I'll see if we have any other comments to highlight here. CM calling you out for 8 disclaimers in this episode. 8.
I was a little wound up by the complete worthlessness of this episode. Vince McMahon, by the way, I just saw this Nick Khan quote, not expected to return to WTV unless Triple H agrees. That might be the most hilarious quote I've ever heard.
No, the most hilarious quote was when Triple H told the SmackDown roster, Vince has deferred creative to me. So I don't know if anybody else has worked before. When someone says defer, that means that they are in control.
That's correct. Yeah. I'm allowing you to live.
I'm allowing you to do this. But we will talk all about that and much, much more on True Heel Heat live Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern time. But for Jimmy, it is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3. This has been AEWramble episode 77, fun-filled filler. We are signing off until next time.